down and talk to the security officer, and we can direct you where you need to go.
I don't need to speak with anyone, ma'am.
Okay. Are you here to see a particular agency?
Yeah.
I know that you are. Me too is also a taxpayer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't.
Because,
What would you ask? Would you
no,
ask
no,
your boss?
the
Listen.
thing is this.
If you
Because somebody
would your
told-
boss ask? Would your boss ask you for permission to do? So if I was in here without recording or secretly recording, I could still get that confidential information,
Right,
according
but
to
if
you.
just- But it's not allowed. So if you don't,
I have not
So
been
I'm asking
unreasonable.
you who you are.
Okay, but what makes you think you could just go and put your hands
What
on
makes you
me?
think that you cannot tell me who
If
you
I
are?
want to go put your hands on
What
you,
makes you think you cannot
How would
tell
you
me
feel
who
about
are?
that?
Let's go back to the beginning. I asked you who you are.
Sean, yeah. I'm working on a story here, SEAN. I'm working on a story here at the State Building. I'm in the publicly accessible areas, just taking some pictures and video here. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. No problem. So I did just speak with California Highway Patrol.
I know
that's
yeah.
that's stationed here.
Okay.
What happens when a citizen calmly exercising their First Amendment rights is met with hostility and even physical aggression, not from a criminal, but from a government employee? In today's story, a peaceful auditor walks into a California state building to film something entirely legal and ends up the victim of an alleged assault by a public servant. As tensions rise, the big question emerges: will the system hold its own accountable?
Us, even though it always seems to be an issue when we record them. So we are on the second floor here. District Office / Workers' Comp Appeals Board. Goes the Governor of California.
Sir, can we help you with something?
Hi, how are you?
Good. We see you're filming.
Who's we?
Myself and another person. Can we help you with something?
Oh, who are you, man?
I'm a branch chief on the third floor. What can I help you with?
And your name?
Sir, what are you doing in the building?
I'd just like to know who I'm speaking with.
Well, I'd like to know who I'm speaking with. So if you could just tell me what
Well,
you're
you're
doing in
you're
the
the
building.
public servant, right?
Okay, let's go down and talk to the security officer, and we can direct you where you need to go.
I don't need to speak with anyone, ma'am.
Okay, are you here to see a particular agency?
I'm here to look at all the agencies
For
and
what
take a look
reason?
at them. What do you mean?
Okay, let me go get the security.
Yeah, you could do whatever
Yeah,
you'd
I'll
like,
do
ma'am. That's fine.
Can we get the security guard for
You
me?
can get security all you want. So the security
Good morning. How can I help you?
wants to speak with me. Hey,
How can I help you?
how are you?
I'm good, sir. How about you, sir?
I'm okay.
How can I help you?
I don't need any help, sir.
So, are
You can help me with your name, actually.
I'm Orlando.
Orlando?
How about you, sir?
I'm Sean. Nice
Sir.
to meet you, Orlando.
Sir, I just wanted to know, are you an employee of this company?
Am I employee of which company?
This building.
This disability?
This building. Are you an employee of this building?
Am I an employee of disability? No.
No. Are you an employee in this building?
Am I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Am I an employee in this building? No, I'm not an employee in this building.
Because the employees told me that somebody was roaming around
Yeah.
and taking some pictures. What is your purpose of taking pictures?
So Orlando, I'm an independent journalist. I'm just taking some pictures and
Sorry,
video.
sorry?
An independent journalist. I'm just taking some pictures and video of the facility
Okay.
here. Since you've been,
If you want to go around the building, you must see first the management, the building manager, and then you can do overall. Okay?
the building management.
The building manager.
Okay, this is state building.
Yeah.
Okay, so we, the people, Orlando, are part of the are part of the management.
But mainly, if somebody is
It's like we are as taxpayers, we're part of the management. So we're just checking in on the building. So I don't need anybody's permission but myself, but my own permission to just go out and exercise my constitutional rights.
The thing is this: you are not an employee of this building.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. No, but because if there's somebody is going around the building and having his phone, and what is your purpose in going around?
I told you already. I just told you I'm an independent
Okay,
journalist.
if you want to go around and check the building, you must consult first
I must consult who?
You must talk first to the building manager.
Okay. Like I said, I don't need to speak to the building manager, Orlando. I understand that's your perspective and your opinion, but I don't need to speak to a building manager. I consider myself a building manager as a taxpayer. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I know that you are. Me too is also a taxpayer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't.
Because,
Would you ask? Would you
no,
ask
no,
your boss?
the thing
Listen.
is this.
If you
Because somebody
would your
told-
boss ask? Would your boss ask you for permission to do something? Your boss of your company, Platinum Security. So would your supervisor, Platinum Security, ask you for permission to do something?
Well, that is.
They wouldn't,
because-
right?
Because
It's
normally
silly.
The main duty of the security officer, our job, is to protect the building. Okay. And then to tell somebody if there are somebody is roaming around the building without the purpose, that's our duty.
I told you my purpose, and there's
So you're
no
a
there's no
journalist.
security there. Yes, and there's no security threat.
So now, if you don't mind, I will ask some to you. So as part of your job, is it part of your job as a journalist to go around and check the building?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. That's part of my job.
So because this is a state building.
Yeah, I understand that.
and
That's
then at the
exactly
same-
why I'm
then
here.
At the same time, there is somebody responsible for this building.
Sure.
So if you want to see all the places, there, you must consult so that they can guide you.
Well, I don't want to go in any places that are restricted or anything like that. I'm just going to stay in the publicly accessible areas, Orlando. But again, I really don't have much else to say. I just want to go about. This is delaying my. This is delaying, so I'm gonna continue about my business. Thank you.
I'm sorry about it. But,
No, I'm just gonna continue about my business.
Confidential information, so that's why.
Oh, I thought you just left confidential information out in the public. Okay. So I'll just keep to the public areas then, where there's no confidential information.
So could you turn it off for me, please?
Rena?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't turn it off.
Why can't you?
Unfortunately for you, because I'm exercising.
Unfortunately,
Right.
then I'm gonna have to ask you to leave because we cannot have you recording in here due to the confidential information.
But you just said there was no confidential information
Right,
out here in the
we can't
public
let
lobby.
People are speaking in the lobby that can be heard, so that's why. So that's
But
why
what?
we're not allowed in.
So if I can hear it, so if I was in here without recording or secretly recording, I could still get that confidential information,
Right,
according
but
to
it's
you.
just- but it's not allowed. So if you don't.
Well, it's not a
leave, then I'm
law.
gonna have to-
Yeah, it's not a law, Rena.
Well, okay, but we don't allow it in this office. So could you please not? Could you
No,
please turn it off?
I can't. I
Okay.
can't.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to have you removed. Okay.
You're not gonna have me removed. That's what the other public servant who would fail to identify herself tried to do. Have me removed. This is how the government treats us, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, how are you?
Who are you?
My name's Sean. What's your name?
Ramona.
Ramona. Nice to meet you, Ramona.
And where are you coming from? Or
Coming from the second floor.
okay, you are looking for someone, or
I'm not looking for anybody in particular, no. I'm not. Thank you, though.
there's no cameras or videos allowed.
Photography is prohibited. I thought this was state property, not federal property.
If you want to talk with the manager,
Yeah, I mean, this is a public lobby. I have the right to record, so I don't know why I wouldn't be able to.
okay. Let me. What's your name?
My name's Sean.
Sean.
Yeah. Thanks, Ramona. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Can I help you?
Hey, sir, how are you?
Okay.
My name is Sean.
Yeah.
Can I get your name?
My name is Mr. McGinnis.
Mr. McGinnis. And you are here, your position?
I work for the DDS office right here.
Okay. I always had a question about this sign here. I thought we were on state property. I thought this was a state office.
It is a state office building, but this is a federal program that's run through the state, so I can't let you on the inside the suite.
Oh, I'm not going. I don't want to go into restricted areas or anything like that. What I'm saying, this is a public lobby, right?
Right here.
Okay, yeah. So I was just wondering, I was curious because it says federal property over here, no pictures or video
Yep.
on federal property.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I was just curious on because I thought this was a
Can
state
I ask
building.
who you're with?
Oh, I'm an independent journalist.
Okay.
I'm an independent journalist.
Okay, so you're just recording.
Yeah, to take some pictures and video, work on a story out here on the state building here.
Okay.
And you're a federal employee?
I'm a state employee.
You're a state employee.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But somehow this is federal property,
Federally funded.
federally funded.
Yeah. So
Okay.
everything in there is.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go in a restricted area anyway. But
Yeah.
thank you, Mr.
Okay.
McGinnis, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ramona. Appreciate it. So here in the lobbies, all right.
Have you like spoken to the building management to give them a heads up?
I spoke to security,
Okay.
but no, I haven't spoken to anybody from management yet.
Okay, it'd be a good idea to give them a heads up, probably just for, you know, safety and security. I mean, people get kind of sketchy when somebody's recording because we don't know what the intent is and what's going on.
Oh,
So I'd probably just
I mean,
give them a heads up.
you know, I would just think that if somebody had nefarious purposes for recording, they would probably do it more secretively, not out in the open.
Possibly, but
Right.
we don't know. These days, honestly, we don't know. So I would,
It's always
I would
these
just
days.
be-
But
be
all right,
safe
take
and
care.
Give somebody a heads up.
Take care.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Hi. Can I ask you who you are, please?
Hi, who are you, sir?
Who are you? I asked you who you are.
I have no idea who you are, sir.
Because I didn't tell you because I asked you a question first and you did not answer. So please take that away.
Don't touch
Go.
me. Hey,
Go somewhere else.
hey,
Go away.
don't touch me.
Go away.
What is wrong with you? Who are you?
There's nothing wrong with me.
Turn your
You're
badge
not-
around. Who are you?
You're not supposed to be here.
Who are you?
Unless you. Who are you?
Sir, you came up to me. I didn't come up to your
You're
office or
filming
you.
people for no reason.
Who
in-
are
In our
you?
suite. We've had multiple complaints about you already on multiple floors in this building.
I have not
So
been
I'm asking
unreasonable.
you who you are.
Okay, but what makes you think you could just go and put your
And
hands on
What makes
me?
you think that you cannot tell me who
If
you
I
are?
went to go put your hands on
What
you,
makes you think you cannot
How would
tell
you
me
feel
who
about
are?
that?
Let's go back to the beginning. I asked you who you are. You will not
that's not
answer
how it
me.
works. You work for the
It
public.
is.
You are a public servant. Who
I
are
am
you?
a public servant.
I am a member
But how
of
do
the
you know
public.
that? How would you know that? You're a what employee?
I am the member of the public.
Okay. So why are you here?
Call the police. Do what you need to do. Yeah, because this man needs to get charged for assault. What's wrong with you?
No, it's okay.
I asked
You came up to me. You came up to me and immediately assaulted me. Why? And it's all on camera too. Not only my camera, but body camera. So go ahead and call the police so we can show them. All right?
All right. Kind of what I wanted to like make sure to talk to somebody downstairs. Just kinda-
Yeah, because I can get assaulted. I'm not the danger.
Sorry, we got a hearing.
I'm not the
going on
danger.
Downstairs, so this
Yeah.
place have to be quiet.
Okay, it can be quiet. The only person that started anything was the gentleman who refused to identify himself. That's the only person who started anything here, okay?
Okay. We're just trying to conduct business.
You can conduct, I'm trying to conduct my business. Okay, so we are back in the lobby here on the first floor. We are going to wait for law enforcement to come.
How can I help you? I'm the building manager.
You're the building manager? Right now I'm waiting for law enforcement. Your name?
My name is Rick Lilly, and yours?
Rick, my name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just taking some pictures and video. I'm working on a story here on the State Building. Multiple employees here, multiple public servants, including that woman over here, have come up to me, treating me really badly and very unprofessional and rude, all because I'm taking pictures and video in publicly accessible areas. And then a gentleman just came up to me and, well, he was far from being a gentleman, but he told me to stop recording, and then he tried to grab my camera, and he grabbed my hand, basically assaulted me for no reason, wouldn't even tell me his name or how he worked here. He did have a badge though. But again, I don't see where he would get off trying to take I would never try and take your cell phone from your hand. I would never try and put my hands on you for any reason whatsoever, especially for a constitutionally protected reason as far as freedom of press, under the First Amendment. But that's what's going on here. It's unfortunate, but that's what's going on here.
Okay, so you've called law enforcement?
Law enforcement are on the way, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to call the CHP because CHP handles the business and provides our security in the building.
Yeah, so have them, maybe they'll come and, go ahead, no problem. We need some accountability here. I'm sick and tired of people putting their hands on me and trying to take my property without any consequences whatsoever. I'm tired of it.
Okay. I'm building manager. Perfect. Okay, this is the individual. Here that was
Excuse me, sir, I'd like to report a crime. Sir, I'd like to report a crime.
yes.
I was assaulted by one of the employees here.
Okay. Where was the assault?
I was on the 3rd floor.
And can you describe let me see your ID, please?
Sure, as soon as I'll give you my ID. As soon as you are about to, when you tell me that you're going to effect arrest on a person who assaulted me.
I don't even know the.
I know, but maybe we should figure out who he is first, and then we can move on there. But he's on camera assaulting me under California Penal Code
Okay, sir.
Which is it?
So,
240.
yes.
Definition of assault.
So, pretty much.
Can I get your name and badge number? I'm sorry.
Officer Mayos, 17723.
Officer Mayes?
Mayos, Mellos.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, so tell me about what happened.
So I was just exactly what I'm doing now. I'm an independent journalist. My name is Sean. I'm working on Sean. Yeah, I'm working on a story here. SEAN. I'm working on a story here at the State Building. I'm in the publicly accessible areas, just taking some pictures and video here. That woman that you were about to speak to, she came up to me and she said, "What were you doing here?" I said, "Ma'am, what's your name?" She wouldn't identify herself to me, so I said, "I'm going to go about my business, ma'am." I spoke to security after she called security on me. Security came up. I spoke with security. I said, "Hey, my name is Sean." He was very nice with me. I said, "My name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just gathering some content for a story I'm working on." And he said, "Well, maybe you should have asked for permission from government management. I mean, the building management, which I assume is this gentleman here, Rick." No, I didn't ask for any permission because I explained to him that, I consider myself to be the management of this building because I am a taxpayer here. I am just trying to exercise a right. I don't need to ask permission to exercise the First Amendment right. So I didn't, and I continued about doing what I was doing, my constitutionally protected activity. And another man came up to me, the man in question, wouldn't identify himself to me, and he told me he said, "What's my name?" I said, "Sir, what's your name?" Any public servant I come in contact with, I always like to know who I'm speaking with before I give any personal identifying information because it's my right to remain silent. It's my right not to identify myself to law enforcement or anyone else. So I said, "What's your name?" He wouldn't give it to me. He says, "Why are you recording? You don't belong here. You're in our suite. You don't belong here." His suite being the third floor, I assume. "You don't belong here." And then he goes to try and take my phone, my camera from me. And in the process, he grabs my hand. So that's what happened. And
So how did he grab your hand? Can you describe that to me?
yeah, he basically just went with one hand to try and grab my camera and take it from me.
Were you holding it just like
Yeah, just like that. Just like I'm holding it now. He went with one hand to try and grab this one, and then the other hand, he grabbed this hand. He grabbed my left hand.
Did he cause any injuries to you?
No, he didn't cause any injuries to me. But I'm sure he had the intent to, or at least that's, by trying to, that's the intent.
I'm just asking what happened. So
Yeah, no.
He didn't cause any.
He didn't cause any injuries to me, no. Other than the fact that he attempted to assault me. That's what, he assaulted me under the definition of assault.
Okay, and what do you need from us? How can I help?
I would like you to find the gentleman in question, the man in question, the person who committed the crime. And if he wants, I don't want to have to press charges. I don't want anyone to ever go to jail. That is not my intention, especially for something so minor. But he did break the law, so I would like you to find him. And if he just simply apologizes, we can move on. We could shake hands and move on as men, and that's it. I apologize for trying to take your property from you. How would, if I went to go and try to take your phone from you right now,
I haven't talked to him, so I don't even know what he was trying to do.
Okay, well, I mean, trying to grab someone.
I need to, if we're gonna document this and to get your information, and there's a desk over here, we can use it to write down your information. But, all right, so you have an ID on you?
I don't have an ID on me, no, I don't carry ID.
What name do you want on the report as a reporting party?
Sean
Sean, what's your last name, Sean?
Reyes, Reyes. But again, I would really appreciate it if you want, I don't necessarily want to press charge. I want you to find the man who assaulted me. He knows who he is.
I understand.
He knows who he is. So let's get his information first.
Well, just let me do.
Yeah, okay. My name's Sean Reyes. There you go.
Sean Reyes.
Yep.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Sean? What time did this happen?
I would say about 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. And this was on the third floor near, was it near the elevator?
To the right of the elevators. To the right.
As
The
you
hallway.
exit to the right, in the hallway,
Yeah.
in front of the elevators. And all you're asking is for an apology and.
Yeah, I'm just asking, I'd like to settle it civilly and we can handle it that way. Again, I want to know who he is. He didn't identify himself to me. And I'd like to know his name, what department he works for, so maybe I could follow up with his supervisor on the matter. I think that's the best way to handle it, is to follow up with his superiors. So I would like his name, and I would like an apology for trying to steal my property and assaulting
Well,
me.
we don't know if he was trying to steal property.
Trying to take my property. Either way, he was trying to, or stop me from recording, whichever way. He did try to do something unlawful.
And can you describe this person?
Heavy set, glasses, button down, plaid shirt, and he's about 5'6", 5'7".
Did he identify himself to you?
No, not at all.
Hispanic?
I believe he was white.
And just to make sure I got this right, with his right hand, he touched your left hand?
With his, he tried to grab my camera.
What he did? What did he do?
His right hand, he touched my left hand.
Touched your left
Yeah.
hand with his right hand.
Grabbed
So
my
that was the
left
extent. Did he touch it? Did he grab it? Did he? Or did
It
he
would-
try to grab it?
He touched it,
So
trying
he
to
touched
grab it.
Okay.
Yes,
He touched with his right hand. He touched your left hand.
that's correct. Yeah.
All right, sir. Give me a few minutes.
Sure, no problem. I'll wait here.
Please.
Sure.
Give me a minute. I'll be ready.
All right, I'll wait here. The officer we were speaking to was of the California Highway Patrol. He's stationed in this building. These are San Diego police officers. Hey, how are you, sir? Good, good, good. Yes, can I get your name and badge number, please?
It's going to be Alfredo Ulloa, 1715.
And your name and badge number, sir?
Tyler Pickle Salas, 132.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Can you just tell me what time it is? Is the individual still here? I know that you said that you lost sight of him, but...
Yeah, he's. I believe he's an employee here. He's an employee here. Yeah, and I did speak just right now with.
mind talking outside?
Yeah, no problem.
Echoing and talking.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So I did just speak with California Highway Patrol.
I know
that's stationed here.
Okay.
And he took a report. He said he was going to look into it. So I don't know. Again, I didn't know he was stationed here. I just wanted to make sure that this complaint got in. That's why I called to you guys.
Appreciate you calling. Do you know where he's at right now?
The
HP officer?
he's I believe on the third floor.
Okay.
He's on the third floor.
Took a report?
He's taking one, yeah. He's taking one from me. And I think he went to go find the individual that's... Because I didn't know he was stationed here. I think that he provides security here for the hearing rooms or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go to try to talk to him.
Okay,
You
perfect.
said he was on the third floor?
I believe so. I believe on the third floor.
Thank you. You already got your information and everything?
Sure.
Did he get your information? CHP?
Yes, CHP
Okay.
got my information, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my partner is just gonna go try to talk to them and figure out what they're gonna do and if they need anything from us.
Okay.
Yeah, find them. So.
Told him I don't even want the guy, I said, listen, if we can resolve this peacefully, I don't even want, I'm not an advocate for anybody going to jail unless you do something really serious, but, there has to be consequences. I'm a big believer in accountability, and, if I were to do that same, what he did to me, if I were to do that to him, especially as a, government employee, I'm sure I would be going to jail. So it's just accountability. I think that law enforcement, government officials, the public, everybody needs to be held to the same standard and just be held accountable. Because a lot of times you work for the government, you get treated a little bit differently, and that's all. But if he just comes down and apologizes, we can work it out and say, hey, listen, I'm sorry for grabbing you like that. I shouldn't have treated you that way. Hey, it's okay. People have bad days, so could have been having a bad day.
Right. At least you see it that way.
Yeah, just get some accountability. And at least, I asked him for his name and he wouldn't give it to me. Again, you're a public servant. You work for the public. You should identify yourself to the public when they ask you. And so that way I can hold you accountable. At least if I would have known your name, maybe I could have went to your supervisor instead of having to call law enforcement, try and figure out who you are. I could say, all right, well, let me just talk to a supervisor and see, this behavior is unacceptable. You can't just treat people like that. I treat everybody I come in contact with respect. On the third floor.
Third floor.
On the third floor, yeah. This came out of nowhere. Who are you? Who are you? And I'm like, excuse me, who are you, sir? I have no idea. Like, I asked you first. Like, this is not, you know, kindergarten where we're at. Like, you work here. You are the public servant here. If I was a public servant, yeah. So he just because I wouldn't identify myself to him. He says you don't belong here, whatever that means. And I don't know how I don't belong in a public building, but he says I don't belong here. This is our suite. And then he goes to try and take my camera from me. And then as he's doing that, we kind of like smack hands and grabs my hand. Okay. So that's why I was like, hey, don't touch me. What are you doing? Right. And of course, there was a security guard there, and she was like, "Oh, we should call the police." But that's the mentality. She says, because at this point, I'm like, "Hey, don't touch me," and we're going back and forth, and just verbally, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna call law enforcement," but not. Again, the mentality is not for the man that came and started the problems, but for me. She wanted to call law enforcement on me, so I was like, you know what? Let me call law enforcement. Let me see. We can handle this, you know, in a civil way where he just apologizes. We move on. At least I get his name, because if he's suspected of a crime, he has to give the, you know, he might not legally have to give his name to me. It's very unprofessional of a public servant to do that. But if he's suspected of a crime, you have the authority to take his name.
Like I said,
This guy just disappeared, huh?
Yeah. We're just giving it until 11:40, and then I'll ask the dispatch to get a hold of their dispatch and find out who's at this address.
So it looks like California Highway Patrol is here. That's the building manager. Safe. Thank you, guys. Stay safe out there, okay, guys?
So would you be willing to show me the footage just to make sure that I spoke to the right person? I spoke to someone that described the incident just like the one that you described to me. So, but I don't know. The clothing doesn't match to what you described.
Okay, I might have been wrong. But here he is.
Hi, who are you, sir? Who are you? I think so.
So you can see the whole encounter. How it just comes out of him.
Yeah, sure. Do what you need to do. Hi. Can I ask who you are, please? Hi, who are you, sir? Who are you? I asked you who you are. I have no idea who you are, sir. Because I didn't tell you, because I asked you a question first and you did not answer, so please take that away. Don't touch me. Hey, somewhere else. Hey, go away. Don't touch me. Go away. What is wrong with you? Who are you?
Is that the incident you described?
Turn your badge around. Who are you? I'm supposed to be here. Who are you? Who are you? Sir, you came up to me. I didn't come up to your office or you. People for no reason. Who are you? In our suite. We've had multiple complaints about you already on multiple floors in this building. I have not been asking you who you are. Okay, but what makes you think you could just go and put your hands on me? What makes you think that you cannot tell me? If I went to go put your hands on you, what makes you think you cannot tell me? How would you feel about that? Let's go back to the beginning. I asked you who you are.
That's basically it.
That's not how it works. You work for the public. You are a public servant. Who are you? I am a public servant. I am a member of the public. How would you know that? You're a white employee. I am a member of the public. Okay. So why are you here? Call the police. Do what you need to do. Yeah, because this man needs to get charged for assault. What's wrong with you? Okay. You came up to me. You came up to me and immediately assaulted me. Why? And it's all on camera too. Not only my camera, but body camera. So go ahead and call the police so we can show them. All right? All right. Kind of why I wanted to make sure somebody downstairs. Yeah, because I can get assaulted. I'm not the danger.
At this point, I already had spoken to security here, the security guard that's actually stationed here. At this point, I already had spoken to him, and I explained to him my name, what was I doing here. This individual just took it upon itself to do what he did.
Okay. Are you willing to identify yourself? Show me an ID to document.
What's his name? What's his information?
It would be on a report that I will file that you're requesting for me to document this incident, and and it'll be available to you. But I need to identify yourself. I cannot just disclose his information.
It's not private. I'm putting a complaint against him, so I should know I should be able to know.
But by the same token, I need to know who I'm giving this information.
Okay,
to.
listen. I'm gonna give you my identification. Will you provide me with his name before I leave here today?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna investigate the incident. I can make him apologize to me.
I understand that.
And what if
So are you going to be arresting him for assault?
No arrest will be made today. I put it that way.
Why would that be?
Because
Did you not just see the assault?
I saw the incident. Yes, I saw the incident, and there's
Unwanted touching of an individual is an assault.
Correct.
Okay.
So, as I said earlier, all the information and all my reasoning for doing what I'm going to do, it will be in that report.
So you're saying you don't have probable cause to arrest him?
Today, no. No arrest will be made today.
And is that your discretion, or is that because you don't have probable cause?
That's because I don't have all the information I need today.
Okay.
To make that.
The video you just saw. Would you like a copy of the video?
If you're willing to share that copy with me, I'll write down my
email. Sure.
So you can
I can send you a copy of the video. I think that would help your investigation, right?
Okay, sir.
I'll send it over. If I'm going to send you over the video, if you could send over the incident number in return.
Sure.
All right.
We'll do that.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
When a public servant crosses the line, accountability shouldn't be optional. It should be the standard. Whether you're holding a badge or a camera, respect and responsibility go both ways. If we allow officials to bypass the rules they enforce on us, then we've already lost the very rights we're trying to protect. Always stand up for your rights, peacefully, boldly, and with a camera rolling. These clips prove one thing. You don't need to back down when you know the law. Keep standing up and stay informed. Like, subscribe, and come back for more real First Amendment moments.